can do that. Okay, step 4, let's measure that voter movement. We had the uninformed ballot test, and then we have the informed. So what are we looking at? Well, this is just an example of what we read in Moffitt. Thank you for taking the time for reading the information about why the school district is considering the bond measure. Give them the same information again. This is what it's going to cost on a home valued at X for this mill levy increase, et cetera, et cetera. And after measuring this, 52% did say they were going to approve it. Going further, overall, we can see on the uninformed ballot test, approval was at 43%, and it went up to 52%. Opposition dropped 8 points, and 6% were undecided. We also like to look at the change by voter subgroup. Which group really moved the most? And luckily for Moffitt, it was the seniors. Those seniors make up a very large portion of odd year voting in November. So that was pretty good movement coming up off of 32. They wanted nothing to do with this. Now, granted, unfortunately, this ballot measure did not pass. But at the end of the day, at least it gave the school district and decision makers an idea of whose minds can we really change. But most importantly, what we also do after the informed ballot measure question is we now ask them in an open-ended format, in your own words, please describe the reason why you're voting yes. And major themes will emerge. This is really the good stuff that helps you understand, are there things that are, why are supporters like this? Why do people oppose it? So that you perhaps can address them and get some more support coming out of it. If all these improvements are needed, I compare our school district to what Hayden and Meeker did to get the new schools. There must be more governmental help to get funds so there is not such a large tax change, et cetera, et cetera. But most importantly, we really like to know the no. Why did 42% of voters say, I'm not going for this? Tax is already too high. I can't afford a mill levy increase that high. It's just too much. Now's not the time. COVID, the plant shutting down, oil and gas jobs going away. And then this is honest too, lack of distrust that the district will manage projects appropriately. So this is going to give you everything you need to know about where opposition is from the horse's mouth, if you will. And it's very, very important and relevant. Same thing in the example of Vail here. This is the informed ballot test that we did for the Vail Housing Initiative. Now that you've heard some information, would you support or oppose it? Here's the change in support. Initially, support was at 52. Approval got up to 57. I think the actual ended up being about 54. And again, here's some information by voter subgroup. And then again, one more time, the open-ended ballot measure. Why are you supporting this ballot measure? Our community will cease to exist, if we do not find housing for year-round residents. The housing crisis is real and growing. $500,000 is not affordable for people who are essential workers, or simply, I watch good employees struggle to find affordable housing and in the end, keeping up. They feel that this will help alleviate those problems in the community. Why are people voting no? This is a private sector problem. The last thing I want is the public sector at any level involved in the real estate market, male 55-64. I would rather see the revenue come from property taxes or a short-term rental tax. So again, this gets you all the information behind the why, and you get the whole